with that first stage tomorrow. Stage 1 and 2.
A very good morning to you and welcome to Rally del Paraguay. Well, it all got underway last night in spectacular style. The Carnival City was alight with the atmosphere of the WRC taking over Encarnacion for one weekend and one weekend only. The real business gets going this morning, but last night the fireworks, the atmosphere was absolutely incredible out there. The true carnival spirit that we expect to see on the stages. Now with myself and Bex Williams today is Molly Pettit. She'll be talking us through all of the stages today. Molly, you were watching last night's opening ceremony and how incredible it was.
It was absolutely fantastic. You know, we see many opening ceremonies across the season, and this one, it kind of, it stood out, didn't it? When you look at the season as a whole, I mean, it was incredible, and we don't often see a carnival going down where the cars are also coming after, and there were so many people there. I mean, how many thousands? I'm not sure, but there were a lot of people and a lot of action.
Well, you just got a glimpse of the stage out there from a helicopter. He'll be in the sky, and you probably noticed the fans. Now, myself and Molly spent a bit of time driving through the stages over the last couple of days, and my goodness me, the fans literally, when did we go? Wednesday, they were already with their camps, with their logs, ready for the party that will be the stages.
Yeah, so the fans already started coming out Tuesday this week, and not just from Paraguay, from all the neighboring countries, Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil. People are coming from everywhere, and they're expecting a couple of 100,000, maybe up to 250,000 spectators this weekend, but they're all out there. They've made their places up. They're behaving as well, and everything seems to be calm before the storm.
Now look how beautiful it looks out there. It is absolutely picturesque. Expect to see some of the most incredible scenes this weekend in terms of the landscape. These beautiful pink trees, the rich red soil, which will cause problems, and the greenery, because this is actually winter. And just in case you are just joining us for the first time, yes, that is Argentina just over there. And Molly, the Argentinian fans, they've been a little bit starved of rallying for a couple of years, so they have come over in their droves. It's just a drive away, isn't it?
It is, and they are, like you say, they've come out in force. They're looking forward to this weekend. You know, just across the border, something a little bit different. You were just mentioning there the red soil and just a different landscape that we have here. You know, it's not really like anything we've ever seen before. It is very unique, even though a lot of people are comparing it to some rallies that we've seen before, but it is absolutely beautiful.
Okay, well, one man that is going to experience these stages first thing is Elfyn Evans. Now, it could be slightly less tricky to open the road today than at other rallies because it is so compact, but he's still got a challenge. You were saying to me while we were driving through, going up the hills, because what you'll see is these huge undulations as you go through the stages. There where it's going to catch out Elfyn.
Yeah, and we were lucky enough to go through it, like you said, and there are some very sort of steep ascents, and we can see it that in the corners of them there is a lot of loose. Because a lot of normal cars go through there, they're spinning their way up the hill. They don't have the same kind of traction as the rally cars do have. So perhaps we'll see a little bit of that from him there, and his comments at the stage end, of course, will be very interesting. But, you know, for Toyota, they have the first cars that are heading into a brand new event, and I was just over there this morning, and it's quite tense. They're a little bit, you know, what's going to happen out there, and it's going to be interesting.
Well, it's a leap into the unknown. The helicopter may have already got a bit of an idea of what's out there, but our drivers certainly don't. Shakedown was just a tiny taste of what is to come. But as you are looking at those stages, what is in fact to come? Why don't we check in and have a look at what stages are going to come and also what our drivers are expecting from this weekend?
One way for the WRC's elite to gain an advantage could be to use the knowledge of a local. And Paraguay will be represented in the WRC2 support class by Fao Zardebar. Here's his insider guide to the stages.
I've been driving the entire championship at home, and for me this is the best rally that we get at home. Quite fast, to be honest. Jumps, big compressions. But if I tell you this, you think we are going maybe to Finland, but then we can think that we are going to Greece, because in some places it's rough. Some places it can be loose, but like big loose stones, like in Greece maybe. Some places it can be as Portugal, I think. Some, maybe the Friday stages of Portugal. Yeah, and then some places are really compact. If it rains, It's like Kenya mud, like it's very, very slippery. So I hope it doesn't rain. Comparing to some WRC events, it's quite hard to say it's this or that, but I think it has a few things of every rally. I think it will be a good event. It will be a good challenge for everyone.
This might be a time when the P1 drivers become your friend. Has anybody from P1 drivers come and asked you about anything?
Maybe now that we are getting nearby the date, I know they will call me or maybe send some messages, but I'm open to help, and I'm open to maybe jump one day inside a car with them and learn from them.
I like that. That's a cheeky way to get yourself in a P1 car. Okay, well, as you heard there, it is a leap into the unknown. Before about 11 a.m. this morning, the guys will have done just under 70 Ks already. This morning's loop, which becomes the afternoon loop, Molly, is absolutely brutal. We've got a 30 K stage as the third stage, but it's an 18, then a 19, and then a 30. It is a very big morning out there.
It's a very busy morning, and most of the drivers have picked out Friday to be the toughest day out there. You know, it's that first leap into the unknown, as we've spoken about, but the stages as well, they have a little bit of everything, you know, different surfaces. They've got some bumps and kickers, as everyone likes to call them as well. There's muddy sections, there's the ascents, the descents, you know, and then there is, of course, the fast stuff, really, really fast roads.
Well, we're just having a look now at Kalle Rothenpera and Sebastian Ogier, teammates, of course, but now rivals in this championship title of fight. Sebastian Ogier here for the long haul, it looks like he is ready to battle. Now, Kalle Rothenpera, after his stormer in Finland, taking the victory there after a long time of trying, is ready to battle Elfyn Evans. Just 3 points off. Slightly easier task for Kalle Rothenpera, but not much, really. It is going to be very interesting to see who and how they tackle it. Are we going to go for the Sebastian Ogier caution? Are we going to go for a flat-out approach? Or what are we going to see out there?
And they need to bring all of that experience into this, because many of the drivers are also saying it's got a bit of this, it's got a bit of that. But the experience as well, and we heard Elfyn Evans talking about, well, the first point of this rally is brand new notes. You know, how good is the job that they've done on the recce? They've been watching a lot of videos. I was at Toyota this morning, and most of the drivers and co-drivers were sat in the catering with the laptops up, having a last look at those stages, only, you know, seconds before getting into the car and heading out to the first stage this morning. So it's kind of who's really done their homework. You know, that's going to be a big question.
It is going to be a big question. Well, if you are just joining us, welcome along. Let's get ready to leap into the unknown. PK is out on the first stage of this morning. PK, what's it like up there?
Morning, everyone. Well, what a start we have in store for us here at the Camberetta stage in this first ever Rally del Paraguay. It has a little bit of everything in here. I drove through it the other day. It goes up, it goes down, there's surface changes, there's water splashes, there's jumps. It's technical, it's also fast in places. I mean, it pretty much sums it up. There's a little bit of everything in here. Crucially, though, we talk a lot about it here. This is the rally known for the red earth, the Tierra de Roja. And this is what we're talking about here. If you look at this surface, this is rock solid. This is like a really hard-based sort of clay surface that is completely baked in the sun. This is why we're not really expecting there to be too much road sweeping, but it is going to be quite some challenge in store. The sun just about coming up over there on the Paraguay River. We ride alongside this famous river with Argentina just in the distance there. That's also some incredible scenes to be seen over the next hour or so. It's going to be quite some start, so hold on tight.
Well, thanks so much, PK. And it is a full team assault as well. We've got Emio Penlan out there, Julian Porter as well. Now, Kalle Rothenpera getting ready to go into that stage. It is going to be brutal, but all eyes will be on Elfyn Evans. This is not only a tough task for cleaning the road, but it is also the fact that every single driver is watching everything that he does in there.
They are, you know, the ones who are further down the road, we'll be able to see the first kilometres he does at least and see what it's like out there. But shakedown caught a lot of the drivers out. They thought that the grip would be higher because of this compact surface. But Elfyn got to the stop line and said to me that, you know, I got caught out a few times. I had some big slides in there.
Yeah, it's going to be a wild ride. All right, for the first time here in Paraguay, let's do it. Let's hand over to the action.
Paraguay kicks off this morning with the key stage of the event. Stage 1, Cambaretta, 18.7 kilometers in length. This is going to be a really demanding stage for many reasons. There are surface changes, there's a lot of compressions and kickers which will unsettle the cars at speed in here, and it is a fast stage. Welcome along as we discover all of it together today. 140 competitive kilometers out there. It is a real baptism of fire on an event that none of the Rally 1 crews are familiar with. So let's take a look at the Drivers' Championship standings as we go into it. What a perfect place to have a level playing field of an event, which no one is aware of, no one knows a huge amount about. And look at the gap at the top, just 3 points between Elfyn Evans and Kalle Rovanperä, with Ogier and Tanak not too far behind on a joint overall point score. It is going to be an amazing event, and we kickstart with our championship leaders. First on the road today. Now, rather unusually, normally first on the road, you'd say, yeah, you don't want that, a lot of gravel, a lot of sweeping, but here, Elfyn Evans might have picked a good one to be first on the road at for the first time this year, because there's not that much pollution out there. Yes, it will clean, but not to the degree that we see other gravel events. So let's get into it then with Elfyn and Scott into the stage. It is a very quick start. Alongside me for the day is Molly Pettit. We've both been out there, we've both driven these stages, seen what they have to deliver. It is a tricky, tough start to the event, Molly, isn't it?
Good morning, Bex.
Good morning.
It's a pleasure to be here. You know, I'm usually out there and just walking around the service park this morning, feeling a different atmosphere. You know, normally I'm on a road section, I've got to get to the stop line, it's a bit stressful, but this morning, you know, the calm, but the also tenseness of every team getting ready for the day. So it's a big one.
It is a big, big day. It is a tough stage to kick off with. We can already see that, you know, from the onboard of Elfyn, there is going to be a little bit of a difference here from when they recce, because when they recce, then that's one of the kickers we're talking about. Yep. These are pieces of bedrock or uneven sections of stage which are going to throw the car offline, which is exactly what we saw there. There are many, many of these kickers within this stage.
And they're really nasty as well. I think that was the one that I noticed at 1.6 kilometers in. It looked like it was that one, because that one really threw us offline as well.
Yeah, there are some really tough sections in here. A little bit different though from what they saw on recce. It was damper on the recce, and Elfyn said it was a little bit more compact. So it's dried out because we've had some good weather over the past few days. Temperatures have been high. There might be a little more loose in comparison to what he saw on the recce. But you can see from the surface here. Let's ride on board with Elfyn listening to Scott right now. Confirmation on the screen then of the soft compound Hankook tyre. Everyone has gone with the soft compound. Today it is the Optimum tyre here in South America, and they've all gone with just one spare tyre for our Rally 1 drivers.
Here's one of those ascents that we've been talking about. Really steep uphill. You can't really see it that well from that camera angle, but it was so steep.
Yeah, it's quite deceptive, isn't it, from the onboard? But yeah, there are some really steep sections, big undulations in this stage.
These magnificent pink trees as well that we find here in Paraguay. They are everywhere, and it just makes everything very colourful.
It does. Pink trumpet trees. Right, let's start to get some comparable splits out there, because one of the key things here is the approach from each driver. They've all picked out this stage pretty much as the key stage, certainly of the day, and even maybe of the entire event. Because it is so quick, because of all those kickers, they don't quite know how the car is going to react at speed. But because it's such a fast event, and because the championship battle right to the front is so tight, Molly, they can't afford to let up, can
No,
they?
they can't. I mean, the approach this morning has to be quite tricky because they have to balance this performance, but also protecting the car. They want to get to the end of the day. They want to get to the end of the rally, and with a good result and a lot of points. So it's a huge balance.
It is. Kalle Rovanperä then coming off the back of a magnificent win in Finland just a few weeks ago, bringing that confidence, I'm sure, here to South America. But then you step into a zone which is completely unknown. How is he going to fare against everybody else out there? We'll have our first comparable split with Elvin at 2.5 kilometers. You can see that on the graphic.
Big commitment here from the very first meter. Oh, yeah, the kicker.
It really does unsettle the car so much.
And as most people know, they're not allowed to test outside of Europe. So the Toyota team have been both in...
Oh, that is La Tranquera, I believe. That's one of the big jumps here. I think that's what you were referencing earlier, yeah?
Yeah. And here we have one of those 90-degree lefts. There's quite a lot of those junctions, followed by long straights, corner exit. Very important to carry that speed throughout the straight. Such big speed. So look at that, 190 something I saw on the screen there.
And we're regularly going to see that throughout the day today.
Left of a crest and lane 3 right of a big jump. 70. Left of a big jump. 50.
That's also very steep where he came down there. Not easy to see on the camera, but very fast downhill section.
A lot of work going on in the car here. I think one thing to say about these stages is they're busy behind the wheel because you might not have a huge amount of cornering in them, but because you've got all of the kickers, compressions, bumps and dips, you are constantly hustling the car.
And the more speed you're able to carry throughout that stage, the better the time is, so you can't afford to lose anything anywhere.
Who is going to take the most risk out there this morning, though? We've already got the opening split in for Kalle Rovanperä. He's just a 1/10 of a second up on Elvin Evans this morning. So really not much in it. Now 6/10 up at 5 kilometers.
Not a lot in it at all, is there?
No, super close, but that's all you want to see. That's what everyone wants to see out there. Huge good morning if you are watching around the world. Welcome to this brand new event.
I had a quick chat with Kai Lindström at Toyota this morning, and he said, you know, we have the first 3 cars headed into this first stage of a brand new event. We're all a little bit, you know...
nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine the engineering hub right now is just, kind of a bit of a, not a bag of nerves, but everyone is full of anticipation to see how the cars are going to react to this stage and across the remaining stages, what the time differences are going to be. And like you said, it is Toyota who were the first 3 in this morning.
And have they got it right with the setup? We saw yesterday at Shakedown that quite a few drivers making some smaller and bigger changes to the cars.
Yeah, there was lots of changes, wasn't there? It's something you mentioned earlier, the fact that they can't test outside of Europe. So when they come here, it's Shakedown is their first real experience competitively. So we saw a lot of drivers making various changes to the cars yesterday.
And then it's straight into stage 1 of the rally. I mean, it's not a lot of time to prepare and get yourself ready. But talking about preparation, I mean, what a job they must have had this week with brand new notes, discovering everything for the first time, and then having to go through the videos and go through, you know, every single meter of this rally again and again. And I just said to Kiri, I saw the guys watching in Toyota, watching the videos just before getting into the car.
Yeah, they are constantly watching, aren't they? The videos are everything. Let's listen in here.
Huomioi oikein täytön kirraa. Pikkuinen pusko heittää. 3 sidopyppy. Vähän vasella ja
3. This is what the spectators have come out to see, and they have come out in their thousands this morning. They've been camping on these stages on day 1 since Tuesday.
Amazing.
It is. It's incredible to see. It's looking good for Rovanperä, though, isn't it, in terms of time here? He's 2 seconds up on Elfyn Evans now. And you can see it is full commitment. He's not leaving anything at all in there.
No, he knows what's at stake. This is round 10 of 14. There's not a lot of time to get it done.
I think Tanak said it best last night at the ceremonial start. You know, we're into the final shootout.
Yeah.
Now, those were the words he used. Whoa. Yeah, these kickers really do catch you out.
They just kind of throw you somewhere. I just wonder, you know, from a driver's perspective, can you anticipate where you're going to end up in a way? Can you place the car, you know, so that you know at least I'm going to stay on the road?
Well, certainly when I've been chatting to the drivers this week, no was the answer to that question. And because the speeds are so high, they just do not know how the car is going to react over these, which is why they've really kind of earmarked this as the key stage. We're almost then at the end with Elfyn Evans. PK is going to be speaking to him.
100. Crest. 120 feet right.
Ooh, smash.
Yeah, straight through that, no issues. There's a couple of water splashes on the route during the weekend. That's a very natural one, which is just in the earth. Others, they'll be crossing concrete, man-made roads to get through the water splash. And there we go. That is our first time on the board then of the first stage of a brand new rally. Elfyn Evans, 9:38.4. He's not going to be so happy that there is a sea of green behind him in terms of the split times. We're looking at Sebastian Ogier actually just a little bit down. That is from Rovanperä. It is Kalle who's the fastest in the stage at the moment, but let's cross out to the stop control. Let's have a chat with Elfyn Evans, our championship leader this morning.
Morning, Elfyn. First ever competitive stage down in Rally Paraguay. Tell us about it.
Yeah, very tricky. A lot of surprises. Grip changing a lot, so really not easy.
Weren't expecting there to be too much cleaning with this hard pack base, but the split time's not looking that great.
Maybe not too much cleaning, just yeah, tricky though.
I think we were kind of expecting that, weren't we? You know, they talked about kind of inconsistent grip yesterday at Shakedown, and you're going to get that here because we do have surface changes. What you can see from the camera is the bedrock in this stage. There's a lot of it within the clay, and what is going to be a key factor here is when that rocky surface underneath starts to break up and starts to move and the rocks start to come out.
Yeah, seeing what it will look like after a number of cars have gone through will be interesting. But you can see it's sort of shiny in places where it's really just rock hard. But Elfyn just mentioning their surprises, you know, that's not it's not what you want first thing in the morning at a new event, and just trying to adapt, you know, it's all about learning, isn't it? I mean, they've had so little time to learn anything, so just got to get into it and find a good rhythm. Seb maybe exercising more caution this morning, and
yeah, maybe this isn't the stage to go absolutely flat, and I'm sure everyone will say that they have not taken maximum risk in here because it's not a stage you can do that at. But Kalle has got off to a remarkable start here.
Incredible.
Final split that we're seeing, 4.7 seconds faster to Elfyn Evans. That is a great start in the morning, and Seb Ogier is also slower than Kalle as well. So for the man who put himself on the top step of the podium at his home event just a few weeks ago, looking like the dream start. There's plenty of drivers to head behind though. Tanak and Newville are in the stage for us as well.
Kalle really cracked the code, didn't he, in Finland? And he said afterwards, yeah, I've adapted. I've, you know, slightly changed my driving style to make it work with this brand new tyre, and it seems to be working very well on this opening stage.
Yeah. I'm loving hearing the comments from the drivers after the first stage, and it's a 9:30.7, 7.7 seconds faster than Elfyn Evans. That is a huge time on the board from Kalle this morning.
I wonder if it felt that good.
Let's take a look at what Tanak and Martin Jove are doing behind then. Got them up to the 5-kilometre marker in terms of the split points. You can see there he is quicker than Rovanperä, not by much though, tenths of seconds, only 4 tenths, but it all counts.
Morning, Calais boy. That's some start. 7.7 seconds quicker than Albin. Is that a surprise to see that?
Yeah, I don't know. It's so rough. It's not so fun in the car, at least these days. All these compressions and jumps on the high speed is way too rough in the car. We are bottoming out everywhere, and yeah, it's not so comfortable. Your body is taking quite big hits. The car also.
Completely different conditions, but clearly you found something, didn't you, in Finland, that you've got a good base setup now on loose surfaces, right?
Yeah, let's see when we go on.
Few words you finish.
Yeah, as he's mentioning there, you know, it's so rough, and that's, you know, coming from that hard bedrock, which is the majority of the stage out there. You do have like the kind of smoother clay just at the start, but then it is this hard bedrock coming through, and plus all those kickers, compressions, holes. It's throwing the car around a lot, and yeah, he didn't feel comfortable in there. It is a good time on the board though, and I think he has to take the positive out of that.
And physically as well, you know, what does it feel like coming at these kickers at the speeds that they are and getting thrown, and it, you know, it's rough and it's tough, and you must feel it a lot throughout the whole stage.
I felt it on recce.
Yes.
We weren't even going anywhere near as fast as this, and I certainly felt it. So yeah, that's another valid point. Sebastian Ogier is going to be next to complete for us. He's really got the bit between his teeth, hasn't he? Because he's back in terms of fighting for a championship. The 9th title is like a dangling carrot in front of him right now. He's committed to here, to Chile, to the next 4 events coming up, because he wants to try and get that title, and you would never bet against him, would you? Okay, he's not as quick as Rovanperä here, but we're at the opening stage of a very long event, and this is a tough stage, and given all his experience, he knows that he cannot push it to the limit here.
And it's such small margins as well. We're talking about 1.2 seconds there on the last split. I mean, it's absolutely nothing, but it is also a lot. You know, we think of this maybe as a rough gravel rally where the gaps will be bigger, but it's a combination, isn't it? It's a rough rally, but it's also a very fast rally, and at times really smooth as well. So
yeah, it is. It's kind of a complex event in terms of the surface changes that you have here. 3.2 seconds off the pace of teammate Rovanperä then. You can always kind of tell from the body language of Seb as soon as he crosses the line whether he's happy or not. There was a little shake of the head there.
1.2 on the final split, and then 3.2 at the end.
Yeah,
so a couple of seconds there on the last sector.
Yeah, he did. Let's get the thoughts of our 8-time world champion then. Piquet is there for us.
Morning, Seb. 3.2 down at the end. I think Calais really found something in those last couple of kilometres, the same as Elvin too. But I know you love the challenge of a new event, but that's some start in this one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a very difficult start of the rally with so many bump jump. Hard to really estimate, but okay, we had a clean run. Nothing too crazy, but it's okay.
Yes, exactly that. Is there nothing too crazy? He knows exactly what he's doing out there. It's hard to estimate how quickly to go without, you know, throwing yourself off the road, certainly on these kickers. But yeah, he's an 8-time world champion for a very good reason. He knows how to anticipate what is coming next, and we've certainly seen that. Let's have a look at our reigning champion now, then, Thierry Neuville. 5 seconds adrift of Rovanperä's pace out there. And that's just at 10 kilometres into the stage.
He said last night, I want to put this car and myself and Martin on the top step of the podium. That's what they want out of this rally, and they've been working very hard to get there. Let's see.
I think that is, I mean, for everybody, it is going to be a tough ask because they have no knowledge of this event. And from what we're seeing just from the opening stage right now, it is Rovanperä who's got it completely dialed in.
If Thierry wants to put himself in contention for this championship title, it's got to be done. It's got to be done now. He needs to get as many points as he can out of this one.
I think for him it's very difficult in the championship. For Oit, though, it's a very different matter. He's on level points with Ogier. He's in a good place right now. Okay, Finland wasn't the best event for him, but he bounces back very, very quickly. Super resilient. So that's very much behind him now. And on terms of, you know, starting brand new events, when you look back over the past 6 years, both him and Ogier have really excelled when it comes to brand new events. And you mentioned it earlier, you know, putting the pace notes together, going through those videos, having a good recce. It's all crucial. Right now, though, time-wise, it has disappeared from him in the second half of the stage.
What has been going on there? Has he had a small moment that we haven't seen?
There was something, I think, yeah, look at his wipers.
Ooh,
look at the wipers there.
It's hanging off the edge there, isn't it?
He's broken, I wonder if
on
that
a compression?
has, yeah, potentially. So we'll find out from him, but the wipers are,
right in his vision.
Yeah. I would be surprised if he said it wasn't from a compression right now, because we know how tough they are out there. Let's find out from the man himself.
Oh yeah, big time.
Look at them. Let's have a look. Wow. Oh, good grief.
They've really just jumped out of place. Wow.
Brake small grid 23 right, don't in. Brake 20. Turn 2 left, don't. 60.
Sorry, yeah, obviously 8 seconds there. Can clearly see what's happened. I mean, how's that happened? That's a strange one, right?
Yeah, we had some very bad compressions, and yeah, obviously it was not nice for the car, so yeah. Somehow crashing through a lot there.
Okay, let you go and get it fixed.
Yeah, he's just shouting because he didn't want anyone to touch the wipers, obviously. But yeah, on a compression then, and there are many. You've seen some of them in here, we've heard them. And that's what can happen.
These cars taking a real beating, and it's such a good jump that, isn't it?
You know, we kind of think about, you know, the damage that can possibly be done to suspension, over compressions, kickers, and all the rest of it. But then randomly, we see that with the windscreen wipers.
But it's huge balance, isn't it? You're trying to perform on very fast roads. You know, time can very quickly ebb away, but at the same time, you need to protect this car. You know, it's such an interesting approach at this rally, because if you look at Greece, you know, a lot of it is about protecting the car. It's not about being the fastest driver, but here you have a bit of a combination.
Look at these times from Neuville. He is 9.3 seconds down. Final split. And I mean, it's been a continuous in terms of time in comparison to Rovanperä.
On shakedown yesterday, I think his final comment to me was, we have a lot of work to do. And then I saw him on the next passes of shakedown, quite animated at the stop line, explaining to Martin, you know, with his hands, what was going on with the car. So has he not got the feeling that he wants this morning? Almost 10 seconds off.
It's a lot, isn't it? It's a huge amount of time. We're still not at the yellow boards yet. Alert. Let's see what this alert is telling us then for Thierry Neuville's. This is for Takamoto, actually. It's Takamoto's tyre pressure alert, front left for Taka. Yeah, you could just hear Thierry exclaim in the way that you know he is not happy. It's a 9:45, 14.3 seconds. Off the pace right to the front. You know, again, is another chunk lost in the final kilometres.
Caution, brace that left, avoid brake 60, stop sharp left, 2 right plus sharp heel. 5 into short 4 left, 50, crest, 50, right, 1
Well, Thierry, it's a very, very tough stage in here, but 14 seconds dropped is not what you were expecting, I'm sure.
I was squashing through everywhere, and I was sure we were breaking the car. I had to slow down at some point. We had a massive landing, and it could have been the end, honestly. The compression was huge. So, we need to work on the car to be better protected and find something to find more speed as well. Lots of surprises.
A lot of surprises in there, and unfortunately, you know, a 9:45, 14.3 right off the pace of the front. That's a big amount of time. For Taka, if you are just joining us, we saw an alert on the screen earlier for a front left puncture, which we'll be able to see now. Oof.
That is not going fast at all, is it? Oy, oy, oy.
No, already 20 seconds off the pace, final split. There's been a lot of chat this weekend. We talked about it earlier. Where is the point on the stage where it does start to bring the rocks out? Adrian Formeau, who we see here, told me that he believes his position on the road, him, Taka, that is where already you will see the rocks coming out.
Yeah, and that's also the unknown. You know, they've been through the recce, they've seen where everything is, they've noted where everything is, and then, of course, there are several cars in front of them on the road, on the stage, and there can be many surprises. You have to anticipate and be ready for anything. So Taka has obviously made the decision not to stop. He's just going to carry that puncture to the end, but he's also got to take care of the bodywork. You know, we have such a fast rally that you need the aero that you have. You can't afford to lose any of that either.
I think it's a very difficult decision to make, but there's not a huge amount of places for him to stop and be able to change. You're on a wide road here, okay, so it would be easy, but he's got not got far to go now. He may as well just make it to the end. Real shame, because you can see the time just ebbing away, 20 seconds down already. Final split to be more than that when we get him through. So we at the flying finish.
It's come in after 10K somewhere, hasn't it? And it's an 18.7K stage, yeah.
It's never what you want to see on the opening stage. You want to be able to go out there, do the best for yourself, for the team, of course, and then it's just, yeah, straight away there's something that impedes you, and unfortunately that has happened for Taka. You can really see it there. There's nothing left.
No.
And there we go. 45.8 seconds down then. Not the start they were hoping for here at a brand new event in Paraguay. We'll find out from Taka how that happened, if he knows indeed where that happened.
Oh, he's not happy.
Yeah, understandably, he's super frustrated. He would have wanted a lot from this event. And already he is on the back foot.
It's just a rim lift.
While we wait to hear from Taka then, let's take a look at Sami Pyeri.
Taka, I'm so sorry. I mean, there's so many hazards in here. Did you feel any contact? Look, at least you drove on it. There's no damage to the wheel arch, so that's good news at least. Sorry? There's no damage to the wheel arch at least. That's good news at least.
I heard random loose rock. That's all I heard from
that. That's pretty much, I think, all anyone got from that.
Oof. Yeah, but PK's right. There's no damage to the wheel arch.
We are hearing that Gregoire Munster has stopped 900 meters into the stage. Crew are okay. Just waiting for some more information on that. That is not the news you want to be hearing this morning. Okay, let's head back now to Adrian Formeau. As soon as we've got some more information on Munster, we'll bring it to you. Formeau not looking too bad on the splits here. You know, he's only 1.6 seconds off the pace of Rovanperä.
Yeah, it's similar, setting similar time to Seb, isn't he? Adrian, a driver, definitely looking for a top result here. Is it all going to come together?
At the start of the season, I predicted a win this year for him and Taka. Hasn't happened yet.
No.
We're running out of rallies, and he's, you know, both of them have been so close to it. The pace is definitely there from Adrian Formeau to be able to deliver it. Is it now at an event which is a level playing field for everybody, the real possibility? But again, that final sector, you know, in comparison to Rovanperä, they're all just dropping back in time. 4.8 seconds now, final time for him, 9:35.5. So 4.8 slower than Kalle Rovanperä.
Adrian, good morning. Strong start, third fastest free so far, 4.8 down. How was it for you?
Actually, I'm struggling a bit with the grip of the car, but for the rest, it's not an easy stage. I was a bit stiff for the grip, but soft for the jump, so I was struggling a little bit, but globally it's okay. It's a long rally, so this one is really extreme. The others are a bit more, I would say, rally stack.
Everyone seems to have dropped about 3 seconds or so to Calais in that last kilometre or so. What is it about that last sector?
I don't know. Maybe he stayed flat on the water splash, and I don't know.
Just washing it a little towards the end there for Sami Pyri. 3.1 seconds down on the split from Rovanperä. That's the final split though, but as we've noted, a lot of drivers are losing time from the final split towards the flying finish in comparison to Calais' time.
It's almost painful just to sit here and watch them over these compressions. Wow.
Yeah, it's a succession of jumps there, and the car is just back heavy, wild.
I've got to say, Sami has had such a mature approach to this first full season. You know, he came into the championship in Rally 1 in Finland last year, and he's just had this careful approach, building up, you know, his confidence and getting those kilometers in. It's so important to not, you know, lose out on important and valuable learning on all these stages.
He's really impressed me this year, Sami. It's been a big step up to Rally 1. Not every single rally, because he's done Finland and Chile in a Rally 1 before, but pretty much all of them. And he's also had kind of the reins on a bit at Toyota. You know, they know what they want him to do out there, and he's been doing the right thing and trying to build his consistency over flat-out pace, because you have to, as that base, be able to be consistent out there. His speed, there's no question, we've seen that, but you have to pull it all together. We're just waiting for some more information on Gregoire Munster to come in. He is stopped in the stage, still stopped, 900 metres in. Let's watch Sami Pyri to the end, though. 4.8 seconds down from Rovanperä's time. That's third fastest through. It's a good start to the rally for Sami. And now we switch out to Josh McAlean, who has well passed his teammate because Greg had stopped 900 metres in.
Well done, Sami. That's a tough old start to the rally here, isn't it? It's an identical time to Adrian Fourmeau, 4.8 behind Calais. How was it for you?
Well, yeah, not the best. Like there was room to be faster in some place, but still some of the bumps and the crest, like it's a bit painful in here. So, but yeah, still need to try to do better.
Do you see this as a big opportunity for you this weekend? A brand new rally, a fresh sheet of paper for everyone?
Yeah, why not? I like to do well in here. But yeah, it's a big challenge. But yeah, okay, not much to say so far, but still, yeah, we try to keep pushing.
I think that's all they can do right now. So the only info we have in on Greg Munster at the moment is that when Josh McAlean did pass him, Greg was facing the wrong direction on the stage.
That's not good?
No. But other than that, no other info at the moment, but Munster still stopped, and it's only about 4 or 5 corners into the stage.
There's a great camera angle riding on board with Josh. This one, you really feel the speed and you kind of brace yourself on all these compressions.
Yeah, this is bumper cam.
I don't see this that often, you know.
We love it. This is our favourite camera angle, and you're right, you do get full sensation of speed. You can see what the surface of the road is like. Let's listen into Owen.
Right, stay right, 120, stop, line sharp, 3 left, plus keep into turn square right, minus, tightens around the tree.
Now we switch to a different category, and it is WRC2 with Oliver Solberg and birthday boy Elliot Edmondson today.
Oh, happy birthday.
Leader of the championship in WRC2. He's had quite the season in 2025, Oliver. Obviously an outright win in Rally 1 at Rally Estonia, and leading the way with 3 wins under his belt in the WRC2 Championship. Can he add another to that tally? He's running out of point-scoring rallies in his championship, so he needs this one to be good. It's only 3 points between him and Johan Rossell in the championship, so it's super tight.
It is super tight, and it's an interesting championship. You know, they pick and choose the rallies that they do, and you know, if they nominate a rally, they really need to score good points. And we did see, unfortunately for Oliver, he was very honest about it, that the preparation for Finland after his win in Estonia in Rally 1 wasn't the best. And unfortunately, he didn't have a great rally there. So it's all about a bit of redemption for that this weekend.
Yeah, understandably so, though. You know, celebrating after that Rally 1 victory.
Can you imagine?
Taking precedence a little. But it's looking like a good start, certainly, for Oliver Solberg in WRC2. Looking at Johan Rossell, who's also in the stage. He's a little bit slower than Oliver on the opening 2 splits. It's not a huge amount between them, though. We're just waiting for Josh McAlean to complete the stage in Rally 1, and hopefully we'll get from Josh a little bit of information in on Greg Munster.
But it does obviously seem that Greg isn't going anywhere.
No, he is not on the move. That could well be day over. We don't know for sure yet.
So fast.
Yeah, you can hear Josh exclaim there, and understandably so. It is so rough, and those compressions, those dips, and they're throwing the car around. We talked about, you know, them hustling it because it's so hard to control. It's so aggressive when you're hitting these kickers.
And they just come on a wide, fast, sort of open road there, and then suddenly you have these little kickers.
We are going to take a look at a replay now. This is Josh.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, Owen has lost control of the notes.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
That's how rough it is out there. And how much we're talking about, you know, the driver, you know, controlling the car, how much the car's getting thrown around, but Owen's notes got thrown around there.
Amazing.
That's how violent and aggressive these kickers are.
Yeah, we did hear from Sammy, you know, it's quite painful in places. I mean, you could really see how they got thrown around in there. Wow.
You can understand why they picked this one out as the key stage of the weekend. You know, just getting through stage 1 is going to be a challenge enough.
But when you look at this motorway of the road, you know, they're looking for performance. They've set up these cars to also get as much out of it as they can. But then on the flip side of it, you've got, you know, these really hard, tough compressions. And, you know, a lot of the comments have been bottoming out. You know, it's they're crashing out a bit in the car and really uncomfortable, and obviously a higher risk of something going wrong. Here you can really see the shininess on the road, just how, you know, high grip it is. Oof.
Right, let's take a look at Greg Munster. So this is the car. It is the front right that they're working on right now. So maybe they will be able to fix it and get going again.
So likely on a compression.
Wow, Josh, welcome to South America. First of all, could you see what happened to Greg in there?
Yeah, 900 metres in the stage, he slid on, and yeah, it looks like he's beached. There's not much damage, and it's a big shame for that there, but yeah, what a stage.
I heard it was so rough that Owen even lost his pace notebook briefly.
Yeah, we over a crest jump, and it just crashed out, and yeah, I went blank. He dropped his pace notes, and it was what, 400 metres to the next junction, so it was good to have that time, but holy God.
It's not a bad effort. You're not a million miles off Thierry Neuville. Everyone's having a bit of an issue in this one.
Yeah, at least that's the rough ride out of the way for the loop.
Yeah, it is the roughest stage of the loop with all of those compressions, kickers, those jumps, and you know, he was heavy off the jump.
Yeah.
Well, we saw that with Owen losing his notes. I love Josh's honesty at the stage end. He just says it as it is.
I went blank, he said. I'm glad I had 400 meters to sort of gather myself again. Wow.
Yeah, it was a really heavy impact. But, you know, that will take its toll on the car. You know, we see them get through here. Let's see them on the next 2 stages. We've got 30-kilometer stage coming up as the final stage of the loop, remember, as well. And that is no easy feat at all. Oliver Solberg, though, is not too far away from completing, and he is the fastest WRC2 driver out there that we see so far. Rossell's 4.7 seconds behind, 12.5 Ks. Greensmith 3.7 seconds down. Verves is 4 seconds down, and that's at 5 kilometers. So this has been a really strong run from Oliver. To wait and see what Fau Zaldivar does. Of course, the first of our Paraguayan drivers to enter the stage. He's already into it, and he has the experience, he has the knowledge, the understanding of these stages. How much is that going to benefit him against the newbies here?
Yeah, he obviously has a lot of knowledge, like you say, and this stage alone has been on the Rally Trans Itapúa as well.
Morning, Oliver. Well, what a stage that is. No one getting near you at the moment. I know you've been able to do a bit of testing. I mean, but I'm sure still a few surprises in here, right?
Yeah, it's really, I really tried to take care, you know. Was one surprising, like, big dip, and yeah, the rest was a lot of loose rocks. I just tried to take care. I had a decent flow through the jumps, but yeah, not easy. I just tried to do no mistakes, and a bit too careful maybe, but that's okay.
Have you remembered to buy Elliot a nice birthday present?
He got it like a little teddy this morning, like an otter or whatever it's called from Paraguay. That I got from a fan, so I can't call that a real gift really. So I'll try to give him a win, and then that's the best I can do.
Yeah, get through the day, get him a nice cake later. Well done.
Hold on a second. Oliver Solberg has given Elliot a present that he got from a fan. So it's like a second-hand gift. You cheapskate, Solberg. You need to pull that one together. Yeah, you absolutely have to deliver a win now. But I think that's going to be a tough challenge this weekend. It is a long way to go, but he is out front right now, Oliver, in terms of the split times that we're seeing.
And even him saying he was a little bit careful through there.
Yeah.
And still,
I think you have to be on this one.
Yeah, but when you look at the guys behind him,
yeah, no, but
big difference here.
This has been the season for Oliver Solberg. You know, this is the kind of gaps that we're seeing on a regular basis from him. He's just pulled it out of the bag massively this year. I think they're all just, to be honest, quite delighted to make the end of this one. Yeah. But can you imagine what the second pass is going to be like?
Oh gosh, no.
Because we're all discovering how these stages evolve. Drivers very much included in that. You know, we're guessing right now how they're going to change, how they're going to evolve.
Johan looked quite relieved to finish the stage.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? He did bring a bit of time back, though, towards the end. It's a massive jump from Gus. Wow.
Oh, and something is hanging off the back. Is that one of his rear lights that's just popped out? I think he lost it.
Morning, Johan. That's quite some welcome to Paraguay. Just 3.2 down on Oliver.
Yes,
how was your run?
Yeah, it is.
I think it's not bad. It's a very tricky stage. I don't know what happened on the rear. The sun is strange. That's it.
Are you going to check it?
Yeah, so let's take a little look at a replay of that huge jump that we saw from Gus Greensmith. There it is. Well, here it is.
And just look at the light pop out. Boop, boom. Wow. Oh! Ugh. It hurts every time.
Now, let's take a look at Greensmith. Only half a second behind Johan Rossell, but 4.6 seconds behind Solberg. Robert Verves, however, has lost a bit of a chunk of time in between split 10 and 12. He's lost about 10 seconds. Keeping quiet to see if there's anything else.
I think that's hurt, hasn't it? That's hurt a lot. Oof.
Yeah, he does look in pain, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Well, let's hear from him with PK. But that is the real rough stuff done. You just see that light which popped out on the jump.
Oh, Gus, it's a bruiser to start the day. First of all, how are you feeling after that? Bit of a roller coaster, right?
The places in there is, yeah, it's crazy. Damaged the rear just on a landing. Yeah, a bit sore.
Yeah, I can see a light pod's popped out as well back there. It's an interesting one this weekend, isn't it? With all the championship protagonists competing, it's a very, very important weekend, isn't it?
Yeah. I think we'll all go find some chiropractors on Monday.
Yeah, I think definitely a massage in aid after, certainly just after this stage alone. Right, Robert lost a little bit of time early on. Let's take a look at why.
Oh,
there we go. It's an overshoot.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's so easily done here because it's so quick in sectors.
Yeah.
And I actually think we did it ourselves on this stage at that junction.
Yeah, you've got to get those braking points right. Otherwise, you're in risk of doing that.
So that is why then we're seeing time loss between 10 and 12 kilometres in the stage. It was an overshoot of a junction for Robert Verves, a man who has stood on the top step of the podium in WRC2 this year, his home event in Estonia, of course, and put himself into the running title-wise, certainly points-wise, although he has done a decent amount of events already. Point scoring. 16.9 down from Solberg. You know, a big sledge of that time has come from that overshoot. Just looking elsewhere as we wait for Robert to make it to the time control. We talked about, you know, our Paraguayan drivers. We've got two of them in the stage right now. One of them is faster than Oliver Solberg, and that is Diego Dominguez. Ooh. Only by a tenth of a second at the start, but still, I'm sure he'll take that. Let's hear from Robert.
Morning, Robert. 17 seconds dropped. I heard you had a bit of a moment in there. What happened?
Let's say, it's too many surprises, I would say. We missed one junction and had to reverse, and apart from this, we, let's say, tried to understand where you can drive, but then we're not. But it's more difficult than I expected.
You're not the only one, don't worry. It's been a tough one for everyone.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, it has.
You know, for Robert, this is sort of far from what he's born and bred on. You know, he's from Estonia, these smooth gravel roads, which are, you know, fast and flowing. And now coming here to South America, to Paraguay, you know, it's a totally different experience for him. It takes a bit of getting used to.
But what you're saying there is exactly what we want, isn't it? We want contrasting events, and we're really getting those. A lot of people said, okay, we'll see the speed of maybe Estonia and Finland here, and we do. You know, it is going to be very fast, but it is so completely and utterly different in terms of the surface and the very nature of the stages. But that's the beauty of having completely different contrasting gravel rallies, is that it pushes you to your very limits. And you really see then who can deal with being able to adapt.
Yeah, it's all about adapting.
Okay, Faust Zaldivar spoke so well last night at the opening ceremony. We had Family Dominguez and Family Zaldivar up on the stage, one after the other. Again, heavy landing. 9.6 seconds adrift of Solberg's fastest split there.
We see Fau a lot in the World Rally Championship, but in this event, his dad is driving, his brother is driving. It is a real sort of family get-together this weekend at their home rally. I think it's great.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. To see them all competing, and the Dominguez's as well, it's something really special. Okay, Kaito Kaitanovic has completed. It's a 10:15.9 for Kaito.
Morning, Kaito. I know you love a challenging rally, but that must have been some ride in there, right?
Yeah. This one was nice, very safe. I touched only one time the ground, so on this stage it means very slow. But I try to find the limit and don't want to do something crazy, you know. On these kind of stages, it's easy. It's our first time. You never know. Probably the first my rally like this one. I mean, so fast with flowing corners from the crest. Rhythm is changing, grip is changing, and challenging.
I can't see your Carpincho in the car. Have you not bought Carpincho for luck? I can't see your Carpincho toy in the car. Have you not bought it for luck?
Yeah, it's too heavy. I thought it's light, but she like it, and it's not possible to drive with me.
She's waiting for you at service.
Yeah, it's the capybara, and that's what Oliver Solberg was talking about earlier. It's like an otter type, he said. It's a capybara. Okay, Fau is shaking his head here. It's 10.09 for Fau. It was a 10.12.2 for Kaito. 10.12.2 for Kaito, 10.09 for Fau. But a little shake of the head as he crossed the flying finish there.
Morning, Phil. Such a special weekend. About 10 seconds of Oliver's pace in there. I know you've done parts of this stage, haven't you, in Trans-Itapal, but how much is that experience useful for you this weekend?
Well, it's been quite tricky, very slippery overall. Some places, just these bumps, it's quite hard to judge the correct speed. And yeah, with the 2 spare wheels in the back, it's also not the best for the damping, so big mistake in taking 2 wheels.
Incredible weekend for the country, though, isn't it? Can you sense the fans out there? They've been camping there for days.
Well, yeah, it's quite amazing to see all the crazy people all around. You know, Paraguayan fans are really passionate for motorsport.
Yeah, they certainly are. We have felt that the whole week that we've been here. It's been an incredible welcome, and yeah, it's hard to really put into words the vibe here. It's stunning. Nicola, every time that jump really catches us out.
It's a good jump. It was interesting what he said though. He took 2 spares with him. So, you know, he's local. He's got the knowledge, and I mentioned that a bit earlier. This is also, you know, a national round, this Rally Trans-Itapua Rally, and this stage is run there, but in reverse. Some new sections for this year's Rally Paraguay. But, you know, he has the experience, but he still opted to go for 2 spares. So, and he did say that was wrong.
Yeah, the extra weight, it's thrown him a little bit. The feeling in the rear of the car. Nikolai Gryzin completes now, then 10.01.5, only 2.5 seconds adrift of Oliver's time. It's a great start from Nikolai. Look at the front splitter there, how much damage has been done to it. Just 1 stage in.
More Nikolai, some stage in there. Really good run, though, just 2.5 seconds slower than Oliver. How was it?
Difficult. So, too many bumps. And a few times was tough bump, so I tried to be cautious.
We're really fascinated now to see this championship fight evolve for you, because you've obviously got so many point-scoring rounds. Do you still see yourself in this championship fight?
It's everything possible, just need to do the good job.
Everything is possible, and they had a tactic this year, which was to have their point-scoring rounds towards the end of the season, which would give them a better road position in terms of the gravel events. It's a big risk strategy, because you have to score high on every single round now that you are scoring points on, but you never know which way the dominoes are going to fall in WRC2.
Yeah, this is his 3rd point-scoring event only, isn't it?
Yep.
And we're 10 rallies in.
Diego Dominguez then was quicker than Oliver Solberg at the opening split. He's lost a little bit of ground as the stage has moved on. In the midpoint, he was pretty consistent. It's now towards the end, where we're just losing a little bit of ground. 3.3 seconds down from Solberg there. But again, for Dominguez, who's our reigning WRC3 champion from last season. Huge event, home event, a lot of pressure in terms of, you know, performing in front of your home fans, wanting to be the best Paraguayan driver out there as well. That's another key factor.
Watching these guys last night, just the reception that they got at the opening ceremony with just thousands of fans. rock stars this weekend, these guys.
Very much so. So Dominguez then 4.6 seconds off the pace right at the front in WRC2. It's Solberg, Gryzin, Rossell, the top three. Dominguez is fifth.
Bon dia, Diego. It's a very, very special weekend for you. I guess you knew what was to expect in this one. Not a bad run, about 4.5 seconds off Oliver.
Well, it's been a crazy stage. A lot of people everywhere just having fun, enjoying, taking care of the car. That just in the beginning I saw Greg on the side of the road, and then just maybe 200 or 300 meters ahead, I had a very big bump. I hit the front. And just really enjoying.
There's big guns fighting for championships here this weekend, aren't there, in WRC2? What's your own target for the weekend?
Me, have fun, enjoy, and
Yeah, unfortunately, we seem to have lost Diego at the end there. But let's take a look at how it is standing in terms of the stage classification. Rovanpera has taken the first stage win on a brand new event here at Buena Rally del Paraguay. 9:30.7 was the time. Sebastian Ogier was 3.2 seconds behind it. Then Payuri, Formeau, Evans, Tanak, Neuville and McAlean. 16.5 seconds separating 8th from first right now. Oliver Solberg is leading the WRC2 category at 2.5 seconds clear of Nikolai Gryzin, with Johan Rossell just 7/10 behind Gryzin. Gus Greensmith 1.1 adrift of podium position, and Diego Dominguez completing the top 5 in WRC2. That's the way it stands so far. Let's cross out to the service park now and join Kiri.
Yeah, into the service park we come now. A very quiet and calm service park. It is entirely different out there on the stages. Every single man in Paraguay, Argentina and Bolivia is out there, as you saw. Well, what a start. We knew that stage was going to be difficult. I think it was Julian Porter, actually, that predicted that we might see someone not come out of there, and it was Greg Munster straight off that fell short of that first stage of the morning. Thierry Neuville, he had a clean run through, but it is going to be difficult out there. I think that's what we can understand from the first stage. Now it gets longer and longer. So the next stage out there, just over the 19K mark, and then we head into a 30K mark as well. Elvin Evans found it very hard out there as the first on the road. It is Kalle Rovanpera that's leading at the moment. Elvin Evans is quite far down that pack at the moment. I'm sure he wouldn't have liked to have lost so much time through the first stage, but the important thing is that they got through that first stage. Now, if you're wondering about what you'll see in the next stage, it's much more of the same. It's a fast start, but then it actually gets a bit twisty, a bit quicker. Okay, well, there's no point me telling you about the red stuff out there. It's time for your commentators to do it all again.